I'm Amy Cherry. This local news is a service of Flagler County's Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota, here to wow ya. A Flagler County Sheriff's Office employee on her way to work spots a fire and bangs on the door to alert the residents inside. Flagler County Fire Chief Don Petito says his crews were called to a decades-old home on Lambert Street in Bunnell Tuesday morning.
When we arrived, we had heavy fire to the front of the house and underneath the front porch. And the story we got was that the couch was on fire, caught the front porch on fire, and we're able to put the fire out and, just had some substantial damage to the front.
A family cat died in the flames. One person had to be treated at the scene. 3 people who were living in that home are being assisted by the Red Cross.
This portion of Flagler's Morning News brought to you by the Daytona Beach International Airport, now with nonstop service to New York City via American Airlines. The homeless still living near the library in Palm Coast could face charges.
Officials said yesterday that anybody still living in the encampment near the library could be charged with trespassing on a construction site. The Daytona News Journal published a picture that shows a sign posted in the area where several homeless people had set up camp. Sheriff's deputies warned those still on the property today that they could be arrested and prosecuted. But what should Flagler County do about its homeless population? In the first of our 3-part series, County Commissioner Joe Mullins says, help them. He said that by legislation, assessment, and placement, the homeless in Flagler County could be on their way to a better life. Mullins said that legislation is panhandling laws and an ordinance to prevent tents from being pitched everywhere. Assessment means to find out why a person is homeless.
If it's because of a drug addiction, if it's because of an illness, it's because of some kind of mental issue, or if they're a criminal hiding, or if they just want that for a lifestyle.
Commissioner Mullins said that of those last 2,
and if they're a criminal hiding or they want it for a lifestyle, they need to go to another county.
Mullins said they are not wanted in Flagler County. He said that once a truly homeless person is assessed, they could be placed so they can get the help that they need.
We've got to treat this like we want to treat ourselves or our family members. And we've got to help these individuals that want help. And then the people that don't, they need to go find another county.
Tomorrow, Palm Coast Mayor Melissa Holland's take on homelessness in Flagler County. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm Deb Albertson.
A former employee of the Flagler County Tax Collector's Office is accused of grand theft and embezzlement. Deputies say 60-year-old Deborah Thomas had been stealing from her ex-employer for 7 years. Investigators say she worked as an ambulance specialist and often received money from customers, and whenever she got cash, they say she put it in her own pocket. Investigators believe she stole more than $20,000, though the statute of limitations on some of the thefts has expired. Thomas has since moved to Tennessee. A warrant has been issued for her arrest and extradition back to Flagler County to face the charges. A state lawmaker says while he fully supports a bill that would give police the authority to pull over motorists that they see texting and driving, he has reservations about a broader enforcement effort. John Arking reports.
The Florida House on Monday overwhelmingly passed a compromise measure that merges a ban on texting and driving with a requirement that drivers use hands-free devices while in school and work zones. Republican State Representative Paul Renner.
If you're not looking at the road, the studies show that it's more dangerous than being drunk and driving, because at least when you're drunk, you're very focused on the road trying to get home or trying to get someplace without having an accident. Also dangerous, also not something that people should do, but texting while driving, you may as well have a blindfold on. And so it's a different thing than the broader distracted driving bill, and we just had some concerns about the breadth of it. So we like our bill, but obviously we're in negotiations with the Senate, and we'll try to get to a landing spot where we get something passed that makes the roads a little bit safer.
If signed into law by Governor DeSantis, texting while driving would become a primary traffic offense and allow officers to pull people over if they were observed in violation. As it stands now, police can only make that citation if a vehicle is pulled over for another reason. The full interview with Renner can be heard on the Free for All Friday podcast, available at WNZF.com. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm John Arkin.
The Flagler County Sheriff's Office helps residents discard of old drugs. Tony Magoo has the details.
This past Saturday, the Flagler County Sheriff's Office participated in the 2019 National Prescription Drug Take Back Day event at several locations throughout the county. Local residents emptied out their medicine chests and medicine cabinets and were able to get rid of unused or expired medications with no questions asked. The event was successful because a total of just over 57 pounds of various medications were collected and will be delivered to the Federal Drug Enforcement Agency to be properly disposed of. Thank you to everyone who stopped by to safely discard unneeded medication, Sheriff Rick Staley said. For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Tony Magoo.
And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Amy Cherry.